Welcome back to Case Closed, Anime Review, episode number 46. This time I'm reviewing the 12th Case Closed film, Full School Score of Fear. Yeah, this one's all about music. Now when it comes to fiction, music and fiction, like, if it's a part of the story, it's fine. I have personally no problem with it at all. I kind of enjoy it. Some people might not like it. It's probably not their taste. But me personally, I kind of enjoy it because sometimes basically musicians make for interesting characters in fictional stories. Take, for example, one of the most famous plays in recent memory, Phantom of the Opera. A lot of that thing is about music anyway, and it's really good. I've seen it play twice. It's really damn good. I've seen it on Broadway and I've seen it in Tampa. But as for this particular thing, now, this film came out in 2008, and it is by far the longest film I've sat through. You know how long this film is? This film was almost 2 hours. Yes, this is by far, at this point, the longest film in the whole series. Before, I think it was like 150, like, an hour and 50 minutes. This one's an hour and 56 minutes. Thing starts off with some students. They're revealed to be something associated with the main part of the plot. They're just forming as school, forming for a while, and then boom! The room they're in explodes. Yeah, a lot of this film deals with explosions. Probably the first one I can think of since the first one they actually do heavily with explosives, because that was the thing when it came to the first film. That was when the plot threads of that film was basically explosives. And that was the first of 3 places basically attacked. The other was, let's see, I think it was a guy paragliding. Oh yeah, another guy in his apartment who just basically his place blew up via propane gas being wrecked and leaking all over his apartment, though he didn't notice. How was the place blown up? Well, lit a match. Boom. Yep. And by the way, that actually, as far as I can tell, that actually can happen. So yeah, don't ever light a match near propane. It's a terrible thing to do. hmm Now, how Conan meets all the characters, basically, we have it where the main characters of the series basically just, well, at this point, most of the cast of the series, you have pretty much just Richard Moore, Rachel, Serena, Conan, Detective Boys, Professor Agasa, Spence McGuire, Takagi, Saito, and Santos. And once again, another film where Santos does virtually nothing. Yes. It seems that though, since they put Takagi in the movies, Santos has given really nothing to do at all. He was interesting in the first film he was in, and it seems like right after that, it seems like half the time he doesn't do very much, or he's just simply there. I'm pretty much investigating the explosions, and they're connected to this particular hall they all go to, and revealed the night of rehearsal that Serena booked a whole balcony for 10 people, which included her, Rachel, Conan, Detective Boys, Professor Gasa, and Jimmy Kudo, who actually is not going to physically appear in this one, because, well, Conan's Jimmy anyways. Yeah. And basically, they have this character named Rinka. She's invited to hear the school course. Okay, apparently she used to go to the elementary school, okay. And she listens to them. She doesn't sit in front of the classroom they're in and put their legs up like Serena does. Yeah, and noticing this from the camera angle, man, Serena's legs are like twigs. They're like sticks. Yes. I mean, if you look at, let's say, Rachel, she's very muscular. She's basically kind of like almost like a partial bodybuilder because her legs are very, very built. Probably because she's an expert in karate. But man, Serena is like a twig. Like, if you see her legs, it's like, wow. And Rinko, basically, apparently her attire in public is that she wears like a jacket and she wears like a hat to basically hide herself there. And she's able to point out, and apparently it's revealed in the scene that she has perfect pitch. And it was implied Conan didn't have it. And She points out a few people, mostly the main characters, their problems, their weaknesses. Where in the case of Genta, he's too loud. Mitch, he's a bit off tune. And the one, Anita, basically, was not really into it. Conan was basically terrible. Amy was basically the best one. Because why not? Because Amy's the adorable one. Yep. There's a little bit of practice, and of course, this is they follow up with a minor plot thread from a previous scene where Genta wanted a chance to try her tea, and of course, he takes a sip of it. Somehow he snatched it from her somehow and drinks it, and she's like upset by it. Like, why is this tea so special to her? Yeah, and apparently he gets his throat damaged. Taken to the hospital, and she should be thanking again to not basically be constantly mad at him. Yeah, he took something that was not his, but he at least saved her from being, her voice being ruined. hmm And of course, they walked home, and then a truck pops out of nowhere, tries to run them over. And this is a dump truck in the middle of Tokyo. Well, in the residential neighborhood. Yeah. They don't see who the person is because they kept the person very well hidden. Though I will reveal soon who the actual person behind all this is. And of course, Rika decides to go home, and then Conan decides to go visit her and look after her. And of course, sees an apartment. Her late fiance along with a flute. Yes, a flute. And she apparently doesn't like the fact he's in the apartment too much. And she decided to follow him on her own. And they just walk through the forest, have a good conversation. Then she's shot at in the leg. Yeah, I should point out that where she's shot is actually like the very back of the just above the heel. That's pretty much where she's basically shot right where the area where the leg meets the foot. That's where she was shot. And they kind of see the culprit, but they don't see who it is. They see a gun, but so they go home. And of course, everyone's wondering where the heck she's been. Of course, the guy was ordered to be her bodyguard. Apparently, she found him too annoying, so she blew him off. And she basically, and of course, McGuire is like, where is she? Where have you been? And she says, I've been on a date with this boy. Okay, fine. Implying that it's a date. They're just walking through a forest. But it's not revealed until much later in the film of why he's doing this. Because the ex kept the secret of reason and why he wants to protect her. Yep. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, basically he explains other stuff. Basically, explaining the picture in her apartment. But it doesn't bring out the fact she was shot in the freaking leg. And then we see her later, man, they put her in a dress similar to what Marilyn Monroe wore in the film 7 Year Itch. It's a very similar looking dress. Even show off her leg wound. Apparently she's very thankful for him for basically not revealing that little factoid, the fact she was wounded. So yeah, they have a practice there, and of course that's when Serena reveals that she had her father book an entire balcony of 10 seats. Yep. And of course just as nice for the occasion. Of course Genta had to use a recorder because his voice not working very well. And of course, Conan was about to go get something. He probably something for early dinner-ish. Maybe a lunch, early dinner. Conan realized he forgot something, but he went back and he sees Rinko just playing the piano, and both of them noticed during the rehearsal that there's a note that's flat, and apparently she also pointed out though that Ren, the piano player, was kind of flat. And who knew Ren was that good of a piano player? Mm-hmm. So they go look for the person who plays it. Can't find him. Look outside. And then they're knocked out with a wrench. Yeah, she's bopping the head. Conan is kind of hitting the wrist and head. Yeah, but this is a wrench. Basically a wrench used as a mechanic. That's actually key to figure out who the murderer is. I'll tell you in a minute. Yep. And by the time they wake up, they're in a boat. Upstream a canal, and they're able to use music to basically use a phone, So it's like the phone's like a little far away. They couldn't find it in the area, so they see a phone. They kind of go, okay, so they kind of row there with their hands because there's no oars in this damn thing. So basically, what does Conan do? Use his trusty soccer ball, and doesn't even use his power shoe, surprisingly. Just kicks it really hard and knocks the phone off the receiver. They basically use their voice to basically voice dial it. And of course, well, they contact the authorities and are picked up by Tagagi and Saito in a helicopter. And of course, well, before that happens, they hear explosions. Yes, explosions at the hall where everybody's at. Yep. Now it's revealed that the hall that this concert is held in has 23 pillars. Yes, 23. And they get there and they get inside via the roof. Not a bad thing. Of course, there's no helipad on top of it, so they get inside. They actually get to a balcony pretty quickly, and of course they try to look for They try to look for the bomber, where he is, and of course, well, they do find who the murderer. They do find the culprit. He's in a booth with glass, kind of like a window booth per se, one of the more expensive seats, and of course, Amy has this thing where she believes in Conan. Basically, he'll be all right. And of course, because Rinka was missing, they had to get replaced. And there was a soprano, who actually is very good, by the way, very good soprano. And let's see. And Conan figures out though there's actually a sensor inside of one of the pipes making that sound. So basically, give 3 minutes, he'll find the damn thing. He does it in 2 minutes, and she's able to sort of distract everybody while Conan gets to the person behind it, and it's revealed to be the former piano tuner. The one that looks like Beethoven. And it's also revealed in this scene that he was actually the father of Rinka's late fiance. Yep. And, well, despite the fact he took out the sensor, he was still going to blow up the place. But, and of course, Saito had come and found a spot near to them. And of course, well, lucky enough to get to the head of the recorder. So, Anita played, I think she played some music like almost like Fa Sol La, I think it was, where it meant shoot. And so Conan ducked, and of course the guy got the trigger to his hand, also injured his hand as well. Saito went over there, he lit his hand, and he reveals like the specific performance, like, yes, okay, he'll surrender, but can I finish watching the performance? And Saito's like, I don't have a problem with that. It's a good performance anyways. Yeah, she has no problem with it. I mean, he's not going anyplace. He's not running. He just basically wants to see performance. And he reveals like why he did it. And he slowly reveals why he did this. Because apparently, all because of the piano player, because he retired. And the reason why he killed the other students because they actually caused his son's death. That accident basically forced him to drink and caused the accident. That was also revealed he also caused the injuries to one particular person who actually survived, though she suffered brief amnesia, but apparently she has perfect pitch. He's got perfect pitch, so there's Rinko, and Conan's revealed to have perfect pitch as well, which is interesting, though it was implied he was tone deaf, but really he isn't. Yep. Let's see, what else? Then, of course, well, even after the performance is over, of course, the piano players explain what the heck is going on. He, of course, is somewhat upset by this, so he goes up to see him. And, of course, then all of a sudden, Maguire and Santos come in, and then everybody else comes in as well. Of course, at least the guy is sensitive to Conan basically not to show him basically about suicide. Even he realized, though, that committing suicide would be stupid. Yeah, because he's already witnessed somebody commit suicide right in front of him. Yeah, he's witnessed it before. He does not want to see it again. And of course, well, then the piano player shows up, and the piano player reveals why he retired. Because of him. Because he gives us a couple of notes he missed. It was slightly off. So he said, because he refused to work any other tuner aside from him, so he retired. And of course, prior to the whole rehearsal, the other tuner disappeared. Yep. Oh yeah, and the retired tuner was also directed to this place. And of course, it explains everything. And of course, Serena pipes in basically about things she probably would do, but she probably would never do anyways, involving friendship. Of course, the guy surrenders, and of course, everybody gets to the building perfectly, no problem. And of course, no one noticed the fact there were explosions going off. Well, there is an explanation why they didn't notice. Because the real by Rinko, the building is actually fireproof and soundproof. That's the reason why they didn't notice the explosions going on. And the explosions went off every time that Damashi, I think that's how you pronounce the guy's name, he actually hit a particular note that was actually very flat. And every time hit that, an explosion went off. Mm-hmm. And the last of explosives were actually in the ceiling of the concert hall, revealed by the actual piano tuner. I think it was named Fuller. Yeah, his name's Fuller. And after the whole thing is over with, then of course, well, they talk about Jimmy for a little while. Conan disappears, and then Rachel notices a violin playing. Mm-hmm. Runs off, and of course, well, Conan kind of gives an explanation for Sichi of basically kind of the reason why he protected her, because, well, it's revealed that Renko is a singer from a few years prior who actually helped them sort of basically recover from an argument they had. Yep, and then of course the movie ends very nicely with Renko, Rachel, and Conan just standing at the same riverbed, and of course goes off and says, "Let's play a harmony again. Let's do the harmony again. Let's sing in harmony again." And of course Rachel is like, what is she talking about? Probably the music. Something I'm not sure what it is, but I think even it's implied she might know there's something more with Conan than he's letting on. It's implied that she probably knows, probably not know that he's Shichikudo, but probably just enough where she knows there's something off about him. Yeah, this was actually a pretty good movie. Yeah, I mean, yes, you can easily see this also as a multi-parter for filler episode for the series, but it's really damn good. I love the story for this one. It's not terrible per se. I mean, yeah, some of the characters don't get much to do, but at least they're there. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so that's it for this particular review. I've got several other videos coming today. I have at least about a few more Case Ghost videos I'm hoping to do today. I also have one Comic Corner I want to do next, and of course a review for Black Clover, Fairy Tail. Okay, but next video is the Comic Corner, alright? So see you next video. Bye.